All right, guys, welcome back to a whole nother week of math lessons. Last time I checked, I had over 30 subscribers. Yeah, channel's blowing up. That merch is coming soon, I guess. Also, I think I'm going to get a Raid Shadow Legend email anytime soon. So, watch out for that sponsorship. It's probably going to come soon enough. So this video is not brought to you by Raid Shadow Legends yet, but maybe soon enough, maybe lesson 103, 104. Yeah, you never know what's going to happen. Anyway, today is going to be an easy lesson. It's going to be solving quadratic equations by graphing. And so I have good news. I got my calculator, so now we can actually do it. So there's going to be a portion of this video in which I'm going to actually have my calculator. And there's also going to be a link to another lesson in which I taught you how to graph. Because I'm not going to go over it again. Like step 1 was finding the axis of symmetry. Step 2 was finding the vertex. Step 3 was finding the y-intercept. And step 4 was finding another point to the other side of the vertex so that you could actually do it. So I'm going to actually show you how to do it in a calculator, because the truth is that if you already did the other lesson that I'm referring to, I think it's lesson 98 or something like that, then you can actually learn how to do it in the calculator today, and it's going to be a lot simpler. So I'm going to use the board for a little bit, and then we're going to move into the calculator part. All right, so let's get into this lesson. All right, so before we get into the calculator part, let me just make sure that I'm not talking to the empty room, but I'm recording, so let me check real quick. Yes, I am recording. All right, so what does solving quadratic functions by graphing mean? So the whole point of solving is the reason we actually taught you how to factor, okay? So the whole reason we actually taught you how to factor and did everything else was to actually find where the zeros or the roots of the quadratic function are. So the roots are where the graph actually crosses the x-axis. So as you can see right here, this one that looks kind of like the a ghost from Pac-Man, it has two solutions. It crosses the x-axis here and here. I don't really care about what the value is right now in this. It's just an example. So we can have two solutions, and I put it in the middle because this is the one that we actually have talked about the most. So when we're factoring, we're actually finding this without you guys even knowing. Then we actually have one solution, which is only it touches the x-axis just once. And then we have the no solution, which is like no solution right there. So right now, I'm going to show you how to do it in your calculator, because if you remember from last lesson, and again, I'm going to actually put it in the link below, the link to that lesson. I think it is lesson 98. And so you can see it. And if I actually get to do it, I'm not sure, but I think I figured out how to put it like somewhere around here, like in the corner. I don't know, but it'd be cool if I could do that, right? Yeah, I know. I would be going places. Maybe Raid Shadow Legends would actually, consider me. So, yeah, let's actually get into the calculator part. Okay, so for the first example, we have, and obviously this is your book, so hopefully you guys know where I am. It says solving quadratic equations by graphing, right? And so then it says x squared minus 36 equals 0, right? So then it says find the axis of symmetry, and they give you x equals negative b over 2a, and they give you the whole thing. But instead of going through the steps right now, what I'm going to do, because I've done this before in a video, I'm not going to do it again, is I'm going to go from a, meaning x squared minus 36, all the way to step 5, graph. How? Well, good thing you asked, because most of you should have something like this. Yay, a calculator. Let's put 1, do not show this message again. That's how you know it's brand new. And then what we're going to do is go to the y equals, right? So we go to the y equals, and look at that. X squared minus 36. That's what I got. And then we're going to put graph, right? And then we're going to do graph 6, standard. That doesn't really work for this one. So we can go back to square and zoom, and then put zoom 0. Zoom 0 is zoom fit, right? And so it gives us this graph. This is going to be the graph for example 1. And so what they're trying to ask you is, okay, so what are the zeros? The zeros are going to be this thing right here. So this one right here and this one right there. And so to be able to actually solve this, we're going to find the zeros. How? We're going to put, again, we're going to put second calc, which is second trace, okay, second trace, and you see the second one, it says 0. So a lot of you had problems with it last time, so maybe I can show you again. So left bound, so I have to go to the left of the 0. If this is the 0, then I have to go left of it. It doesn't matter if I go over here or if I go over here, it just has to be to the left, okay? So that's going to be left, and then we're going to go all the way to the right of the 0, not to the right of the graph, but to the right of the 0. This is going to be the right here, right? So you're going to put it right there, and then you say guess, yes, boom. 0 is going to be x equals -6. All right, so I got my first 0. That's cool. What about the second 0? Again, we're going to do second, okay, second, and then trace, right? And we're going to go to, again, the second one, 0, and then we're going to go all the way to the other 0. Okay, so the way I'm doing it is just pressing on the right, on the right arrow. So you press it on the right, but watch out, don't cross the x-axis. So right here, I think it's fine. Right here is fine. I could do it here. I could do whatever I want. So I'm going to just put it here. And then to the right, I have to go up from the 0. Obviously, I have to go right of the 0. And then I'm going to press right here. It doesn't matter where, but it has to be to the other side of here, of that 0 right there. And then it says guess. Yes, you press enter again, and boom, it gives you 6. So my zeros, according to the calculator, are -6 and 6. Well, let's see what your book says the answer is, okay? So according to the answer in the book, let me adjust the camera so that you can see, and then you guys are like, wow, that's going to be crazy. I know, it's super crazy. You see, from the graph, the x-intercepts appear to be 6 and -6. Well, how do you know? That's exactly what we got in the calculator, and that's why I told you I already taught you step 1 through 4 before in a previous lesson, so I'm not going to teach you that today. But I did teach you in the calculator. So now let's move on to example 2. Okay, for the second part of example 1, we have this problem right here. -x squared minus 2 equals 0. Okay, so again, you're supposed to grab the function and do everything like that. I'm sorry, I know I bumped the camera. And so what we're going to do is get our handy dandy calculator, and if you look at y equals, boom, I already have -x squared minus 2. So now I'm going to go again to zoom, and this time I actually made sure that zoom 6 works. Let me see, I can't see through the camera. Zoom 6. There we go. And now it's going to be graphing, and boom, it graphed it. But the question is, does it cross the x-axis? No, it doesn't. So it has no zeros. And that's one of the reasons that I want you to be able to learn how to check in your calculator, even though you're also responsible to know how to do it. Because there's going to be a time that if you have to do it in a test, I'm going to be like, okay, you guys can't use your calculators, and I'm going to be checking that you don't use it, because I need you to understand how to graph it manually. And you should already know, again, if you didn't learn, there is a video. You can rewatch it as many times as you want. Obviously, it's endless hours of entertainment and learning, so it's like better than Cyber Chase. And so you can just learn how to do that. And here, I'm just teaching you how to graph it. Now, if you look to example 3 is x plus 2, x squared, sorry, x squared plus 16 equals 8x. Well, what I did was, right here, I moved the 8x from the right to the left by subtracting it. So it's going to be x squared minus 8x plus 16. And again, I'm going to graph it. So in here, in my calculator, I'm going to go back to the y equals and deselect or press enter in the equal sign for the first one, and go down to the second one and press enter in the equal sign. So then I'm going to put graph 6. I haven't checked this one, so I don't know. And boom. Yay, it worked. Okay, so it worked. It has it right there. But again, we don't know what it is. So again, we're going to put second, trace, go to 0, go to left bound. Where's my arrow thing? I can't. Okay, left bound. It was all the way up. I can see it. So left bound is going to be to the left of my vertex. So here is fine. It doesn't really matter. And then right, I could literally put it right here, even though it's a little bit to the right, but it doesn't matter. And then I'm going to put enter. You see, I put it way too close. So now I have to do it again. Egg on my face. So again, let's try it with a 0 and then left bound. And that's why you want to stay clear of the 0. And then right bound. There you go. Now it's going to give it to me. So the 0 is about 3.9999997. In this case, the calculator is rounding. I don't know why it's rounding down because it should be 4. But again, it should be 40. Okay, so let's actually check what the book says. All right, let me just move the camera. And look at this right here. If you look right there, it tells you that the vertex is 40. That's exactly what the calculator said. And that's why I didn't want to just go over it on the board because I already taught you how to do that. Okay, then, for the second example, the first one, it says negative 6x minus 9 equals x squared, all right? And so they say rewrite the function so that you can actually put it on the calculator. So it's going to be move the x squared over to the other side. So you have to subtract the x squared. And so that's why it becomes negative x squared minus 6x minus 9 equals 0, okay? And then you graph the function, and then it says the graph appears to have an intercept at negative 3. Use a table function to determine the zeros. So they want you to use a table, but I'm telling you, it's so much easier my way. And so what you're going to do is, again, you get your calculator, you put what the equation is, negative x squared minus 6x minus 9. Then you put sum 6. There we go. And so right there, it's supposed to be negative 3. And again, I'm going to just do it my way. Second trace, which is calc. And then I'm going to go to 0. And then they ask me for the left bound. So I'm going to go get the left bound, a little bit clear of the vertex. And then again to the right. Enter. And then I press enter again. Boom. 3.00001. So right here, I know that the calculator is kind of like estimated where the 0 is. I still know it's negative 3. It's not just 3. It's negative 3. You see right there, negative 3. And so the book says it's negative 3 too. And that's what it is. So that's it. I'm actually not going to go over the next two little examples. You know how to do it. Hopefully you guys have your calculators, because by now you should know that most of your math requires a calculator. And I'm just so happy I have one of these now. I just have to mark it or something so that nobody is tempted to borrow it indefinitely. And so I appreciate you guys watching. I know that that you have to anyway, but you know, I'm trying my best to make them as short as possible. Sometimes I try to make jokes, sometimes I just try to be go ahead and do the lesson. But you know, if you like it, you know what to do. You can like it. Yeah, like it. Or you can comment down below. Yeah, you can comment down below. Comment down below. Or you can also subscribe if you like it. So yeah, just be waiting for that merch. The pocket rulers are in back order because they come from China. But I will disinfect them when they come, and then I could probably sell them. So yeah, have a good one.